Asteria raises an arm and waves to those present. The hour is late and I don't see the queen coming, let us move.
Achilles says, Asteria. This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. And this is where they die.
Pirate says, Hieros Mineya.
Mineya says, knock at the door.
Apella says, Socrates Dionysus is at the gate.
Mineya says, the heat made me to walk slowly.
Asteria stops in front of the thrones, preparing to deliver the opening speech once more. Warm greetings and welcome, command and citizens of Sparta. You may all be seated, she says while standing in the center of the hall, and embracing with her gaze the crowd gathered there. Brave Spartiates, before we begin our meeting, I would like to share some words inspired by the profound wisdom of Plato. He once said, "The measure of a man is what he does with power." In these words lies the deep understanding that a man's true nature can only be revealed when he is given some form of authority or privilege. It is in this crucible that the essence of his character is laid bare for all to see. How he handles this new authority, whether with a sense of responsibility or out of self-interest, speaks volumes about the very fiber of his being. I invite you to reflect on the profound truth of these words. Power, my fellow Spartans, is not just a position or a title. It is a responsibility bestowed upon us by the gods and earned through our courage, our discipline, and our relentless pursuit of excellence. We, the Spartans, have always been a formidable force on the battlefield, renowned for our military prowess and indomitable spirit. But true power goes far beyond physical strength. It lies in how we conduct ourselves, how we treat our fellow citizens, and how we exercise the authority entrusted to us. For it does not matter in the least how this power was acquired, whether it comes from birth, from the ups and downs of life, or even from our courage, talents, or abilities, it nevertheless acts on us in the same way and instantly reveals who we really are. Let us not turn a blind eye to the tales of our Spartan history, For it is no secret that many of our brothers of the past did not live up to these noble expectations. They allowed themselves to be swayed by the allure of power, succumbing to its lure and turning away from the virtuous path that characterizes every warrior worthy of this name. But let us not dwell only on the failings of our predecessors. Rather, let us seize this moment to learn from their mistakes, for it is through our collective wisdom and the enduring spirit of Sparta that we will forge a brighter future. Today, as we are about to begin this Apella, let us remember that true strength lies not in the strength of our warriors, but in the nobility of our character. Let us show that we are worthy of the power we have been given by assuming our responsibilities with grace and honor. With these words I declare the session open. May the gods grant us strength and courage in battle. Sparta blessed by the gods to protect us forever. Haro.
Mineya says, Aro. Aro.
Asteria says, Sparta blessed by the gods to protect us forever. Haro. After delivering her speech, she heads for her throne, her mind still on the important responsibilities that rest on her shoulders. Now it is only right to cheer this hall with some sweet melodies. Who feels up to the task? Priestess says, Are you discussing something?
Mineya says, if no one offers, she is happy to do it.
Asteria says, Please, Ephor, the place is yours.
Mineya nods and gets up. Mineya approaches the beautiful instrument, settles herself on the stool and, caressing the wood it is made of and its strings as if she could count them at a glance, takes a breath and begins to play a soft melody.
Asteria relaxes for a moment listening to the sweet notes, but without letting her mind get too distracted by the tasks ahead of her.
Mineya feels each note, each chord, creating a melodic narrative that transports her to another world.
Asteria says, "What joyful music, that is what I hope to hear resounding in our valleys."
Mineya wishes to delight listeners as much as the muses who inspired her, whom she is grateful to be endowed with such talent.
Asteria says, "Grace unto you, Ephor. Never cease to pluck strings." Apella si.
Mineya nods her head in gratitude for the applause and compliments received.
Asteria claps her hands as soon as the song reaches its end, with a wide smile on her face. Thank you for your wonderful playing. You may now return to your seat.
Mineya nods, smiles and stops playing.
Asteria, her gaze sweeps over the present. Now I wonder who among you will ensure that the words spoken tonight do not fall into oblivion.
Mineya raises her hand.
Asteria says, "Thank you, Ephor. Your hand is our best certainty."
Mineya starts to take notes.
Asteria says, "I call upon Hieros Socrates and Lammy to perform Apella opening prayers." Priestess shouts, "Hestia, you who tend the holy house of the Lord Apollo, the far shooter at goodly Pytho, with soft oil dripping ever from your locks, come now into this house, come, having one mind with Zeus the all-wise, draw near, and withal bestow grace upon my song. We offer you a libation of sweet honeyed wine. Hail Almighty Zeus the Thunderer! Hail all the gods of Olympus! We offer you a libation of sweet honeyed wine. May the gods bless all in attendance of these prayers."
Socrates pours libations of honey-sweet wine from his chalice for the gods. to the sun. Hearken, O blessed one, whose eternal eyes are on all, Titan radiant as gold, Hyperion, celestial light, self-born untiring, sweet sight to living creatures. On the right you beget dawn, and on the left, night. You temper the seasons as you ride your dancing horses, and rushing swiftly, O fiery and bright faces charioteer, you press on your course in endless whirl, and harsh to the impious, you teach good to the pious. Yours the golden lyre and the harmony of cosmic motion, and you command noble deeds and nurture the seasons. Piping lord of the world, a fiery circle of light is your course, and, O Paean, your light gives life and fruits. Eternal, pure, father of time, O immortal Zeus, you are the clear, brilliant, and all-encompassing cosmic eye, both when you set and when you shine your lovely radiant light. A paragon of justice, O water-loving lord of the cosmos, you guard pledges and, ever the highest, you help all. Eye of justice and light of life, O charioteer, with screaming whip you drive the 4H's chariot on. Hear my words and show life's sweetness to the initiates. Socrates pours libations of honey-sweet wine from his chalice for the gods. Socrates salutes.
Asteria says, Herida, salutes. Thank you, Hieros, for these holy words. Asteria, after a few moments, she gets up and moves to the center of the room, aware that it is time for her own report and she will have to weigh up what to say and what not. Priestess says, "Are you discussing something?" Asteria says, "The time has now come to inform this honored assembly about what is going on in our empire, and what is the condition of our population." The people continue their peaceful and prosperous life under the reign of the Queen. Although their numbers do not increase, those who live under her command remain faithful and steadfast in their intentions. As I announced last time, the gods are moving things in unpredictable ways, and they gave me a glimpse of things that might happen in the future. I am not allowed to reveal too much, for what the gods have decided is best interpreted and evaluated by the Queen. All I can announce tonight is that news may concern our dreaded rival, Athens. Priestess says, "Are you worshipping?" Asteria says, and the omens I have received seem favorable, if my interpretation has been correct. I do not want to say too much, as I need the Queen's opinion. I hope that what you have heard so far is sufficient for your ears.
Mineya nods.
Asteria says, that is all I can say for tonight, my brothers and sisters. Just trust the gods and their wisdom. After delivering her report, she turns her back and walks again toward her throne. We need now to hear a word from the Council, a word that will talk about the events in city and about our trainings as well.
Mineya stands up and steps forward to present her reports.
Priestess says, are you discussing something?
Mineya says, Eurede. Asterisco asterisco selutz asterisco asterisco.
Asteria says, Herida. Salutes.
Mineya, holding her scroll with both hands, unrolls it and begins to say.
Priestess says, Are you discussing something?
Mineya says, during the command meeting we rejoiced at the return of our queen, who was absent for a few days for reasons she herself explained in a statement. Mineya will now read it to you for the knowledge of those who do not know it.
Asteria nods.
Mineya says, Here a command. You've been away these past days due to serious health matters. I ask for your understanding and patience as I regain my strength. My deepest thanks to you all, for keeping our empire alive through your efforts and events. Your dedication honors Sparta. Queen Annie. Mineya adds that today unfortunately she was not able to come for reasons that have temporarily held her back, we hope.
Asteria says, We hope to see soon the queen among us in this hall.
Mineya says, having said that, she will let you know about the events of the past few days. Mineya unrolling the scroll to the middle, she continues reading. Last Wednesday 25th took place the Spartan belly dance by Hieros Socrates, who filled the agora with his Greek tunes. These past Sunday 29th the Bards gathering took place. She will read what our counselor Aelandra reported about it.
Asteria says, Apella.
Mineya says, on a quiet evening in Sparta, a magical evening dedicated to poetry was experienced. The verses flowed like a river of emotions, filling the space with words that caressed the soul. Each poem read was a spark that lit up the heart, bringing memories, dreams, and hopes.
Asteria smiles.
Mineya pauses briefly and continues.
Asteria says, Apella.
Mineya mentions that this same day, the training took place under the guidance of our counselor. Mineya will read the report on her behalf. Under a sky lit by a radiant sun, two warriors face each other in a training field wrapped in silence. Their swords clash with precision, as if the steel speaks an ancient language only they understand. Every movement is a blend of strength and grace, a reflection of years of discipline and a will that knows no surrender. This was all that happened this last week. And finally, as she always does, she is going to read a reminder about the events taking place during this week. On Thursday, we will belly dance at the Agora with Ephor Mineya. To alleviate the heat, we'll be wearing summer silks, so dust off your bellikinis and enjoy the swaying beats that will make you imagine you're sailing on the sea.
Asteria nods and says, I was lucky enough to be one of them, and there is no greater pleasure for a descendant of Heracles than to temper one's mind and body in the area. Arena asterisk. Apella.
Mineya smiles and goes on. On Sunday, once again the muses will bring inspiration in the usually well-attended bard gathering, which as always is hosted by Saberman Carter. Later Counselor Alelangel will share her skills with the sword to train in the arts of combat the brave Spartans.
Asteria says, Apella.
Mineya encourages everyone to attend these events and bring your friends and family who are sure to love it.
Priestess says, are you discussing something?
Mineya has nothing more to add and closes her scroll.
Asteria says, I thank you for your report, Ephor. Now you are dismissed. Please return to your seat.
Mineya says, Eurede. Asterisco asterisco salutes asterisco asterisco.
Asteria says, Herida, salutes. Asteria says, if there is anyone that wishes to address assembled Apella can do it now. Asteria looks around.
Mineya has no questions to ask and no comments to make.
Asteria says, well, if Nonity has thoughts to share then. I ask Hieros Socrates to bestow us with Apella closing prayers.
Socrates pours libations of honey-sweet wine from his chalice for the gods. To Heracles. Heracles, stout-hearted and mighty, powerful Titan, strong-handed, indomitable, author of valiant deeds, you change your form, O everlasting and kindly Father of time. Ineffable, wild, lord of all to whom many pray, all-conquering and meddlesome, archer and seer, omnivorous begetter of all, and most sublime helper, who, for the sake of men, subdued and tamed savages' races, because you desired peace, which brings dazzling honors and nurtures youths. Self-grown, unwearying, bravest child of earth. You hurled your prime-bow thunderbolts, O illustrious Paean. Round your head dawn and dark night cling, and your 12 deeds of valor stretch from east to west. Immortal, world-wise, boundless and irrepressible, come, O blessed, bringing all charms against disease, with club in hand, drive evil bane away, and with your poisonous darts ward off cruel death. Socrates pours more libations of honey-sweet wine from his chalice for the gods.
Priestess says, "Are you worshipping?"
Socrates says, I now call on Priestess Lamy to say closing Apella prayers.
Priestess shouts, "I will sing of Zeus, chiefest among the gods and greatest, all-seeing, the Lord of all, the fulfiller who whispers words of wisdom to Themis as she sits leaning towards him. Be gracious, all-seeing son of Kronos, most excellent and great. We offer you a libation of sweet honeyed wine. May Zeus and the gods bless this city, its king, its princess regent, its royals, and all of its citizens. We offer you a libation of sweet honeyed wine. May the gods bless all who attended these prayers."
Socrates pours final libations of honey-sweet wine from his chalice for the gods. Socrates salutes.
Asteria says, "Herida, salutes." Thank you, Hieros. The sacredness of the assembly is guaranteed by your prayers. I think it is fitting to close this meeting with wise words from a great philosopher, Aristotle. She takes a brief pause, then says, "Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees all the others." Asteria lets these words take effect and then adds, "These are words of great wisdom, and I hope they can inspire your actions. With them I declare tonight's meeting over. All rise and return to your homes, and may the gods guide and protect your steps." And I thank each of you for taking part to tonight's Apella. Herode salutes.
Mineya says, Eurede. Asterisco asterisco salutes asterisco asterisco.
Χαιρετισμούς.
Socrates salutes.
Asteria says, "Let us go back to our homes." Apella says, "Adine Odgar is at the gate." Priestess says, "Harry Adine." Asteria says, "I wish all of you a good night."
Mineya says, I wish you too good and cooler night.
Socrates says, good night.
Asteria says, Herode salutes.
Mineya says, good night Socrates, sleep well.
Socrates says, good night Mineya.
Mineya says, I go to drink something with many ice cubes. See you.
Socrates says, bye.